Cannibal Asylum. As you all know, this is a murder mystery party. During the party, each of you will be playing a role of a staff member or inmate of the Pendergast Asylum. Each of you has a character sheet which details special knowledge that your character has, along with certain instructions for ways that your character should respond to specific situations. Aside from these instructions and the general role-playing tips on your character sheets, there's no particular script that you need to follow. Simply do your best to act as you believe your character would act.
Wow. They told me to do it. I'm sorry.
My concern is only for the patients.
She did.
How are you? Who are you?
The cameraman, woman.
Inmate is I'm Lisa, and
No one yet. Oh. They lied.
hours after dinner's ended, you are all startled by the shocked cry of Jeremiah Marsh. Who's Marsh?
Who's Marsh?
Jeremiah Marsh.
Jeremiah Marsh?
You hear Marsh shout something unintelligible. Then there are sounds of a scuffle, followed by Marsh calling for help. You all rush to the lab where you are horrified to see the lurking, ungainly form of Dr. Wheeler struggling with Jeremiah Marsh. It is immediately obvious that something terrible has happened. Dr. Wheeler's skull has been staved in, and he...
I can do better than that.
Where's your paper?
So cute. I love you.
Okay, hold on.
You're not allowed to flip him off your dad.
The doctor has written.
No, I read it wrong.
Okay.
Oh, great, another mess for old Willie.
You're alive now. You're a zombie. But you're still you.
Zombie, just a zombie you.
Yeah.
Who's Dr. Orville?
Okay. Obvious to all of you that Dr. Burns' suggestion makes sense. After all, the inmates must have seen or heard what happened to Dr. Wheeler. So it should be easy enough to piece together what happened. We'll begin by going around the room and letting each of the inmates describe in their words what happened. Each of the, okay. Each inmate describe what Okay, so inmates, on your sheets it tells you
Front and center inmates.
Each of them. Describe what they saw. I understand that their condition makes their testimony suspect, but at least it gives us a starting point. I am familiar with each patient's history and diagnosis, so I should be able to help determine what their accounting, whether their accounting is accurate.
Help me, somebody.
Alright, inmates. Don't step forward all at once.
You got pee.
Whitney, you can go first.
What did you see? What is your name?
Hi, I'm Cassandra.
Ah, Cassandra.
Noises and the door opened and then the lights came back on and Dr. Wheeler was walking around funny with blood all over him. Hi, I'm Cassandra.
Cassandra has amnesia and can't remember anything. Okay.
I saw Nurse Satchet sludging Dr. Wheeler with a beaker.
I can't even get up now. Oh Lord!
That's all I got.
It's creepy.
I know, it really is. Each of them just opened the door and walked right through instead of carefully touching the knob each 3 times with both hands. It's no surprise that a little while later the lights went out and something terrible happened to Dr. Wheeler. I don't know exactly what happened. There was a sound of the door opening, then a choking sound, some loud thumps and a crack, but it most certainly could have been avoided if everyone had just been a little more careful and followed the rules properly.
What's your name?
Allison?
Found in the sink is a bloody spoon, only partially rinsed off.
Dun, dun, dun.
A bloody reflex hammer. Under the desk is a discarded reflex hammer. There are bits of flesh and bone still clinging to it. It is covered in fresh blood.
The nurse did it.
No. Unlocked door. Examination of the area shows that the security access door, which is normally locked from the inside, is unlocked. That is highly irregular.
The maintenance guy did it.
Wheeler's brain. A medical waste container are pieces of a fresh human brain. They can't be more than a few hours old at most.
The doctor did
Length
it.
of rope. On the floor is a 3-foot length of thin rope. Wheeler's body, which is not present. An examination of Wheeler's body reveals no bite marks anywhere on him. That seems extremely odd for a zombie attack.
Here's the doctor.
Missing journal. Dr. Wheeler's research journal is missing. Wheeler's neck. There's a rough abrasion around Dr. Wheeler's neck. It almost looks like the cause of death may have actually been from strangulation. What kind of zombie strangles its victims? Okay. Now that we've seen the hard evidence, does anyone have anything to add?
Cameron did it.
Did
No, I
anyone
didn't.
see anything suspicious
No, I didn't.
leading up to the event? Does anyone have any? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I saw Dr. Wheeler and Delilah Morrison fighting a couple days ago, I believe. No,
That.
Dr. Wheeler and Nurse Featherton fighting a couple days ago. Sorry.
Who's Dr. Wheeler?
Mark's about the circuit breaker for the lights.
Interesting piece of information.
Couldn't have been me. It was on to the other staff.
Carolyn Sinclair phone. Like she's been stalking.
Do I tell them?
Who's Morgan Byers?
That'd be me.
There's on the other paper. Why?
Morgan Byers was transferred to Pendergrast after receiving disciplinary measures at his last job for patient abuse.
He must have done it.
There's Alec Johnson. I don't know what he was committed for, but I also know that Erica Orville lost her family in a zombie attack during the early outbreaks. Perhaps the strain of seeing them killed damaged her in some way.
I know that Nurse Satchett was feeding the inmate human remains, and I brought it to Dr. Weiler's attention, and he has done nothing about it.
I didn't tell her.
I know.
You'll be the next one!
I kept it a secret when I saw you
and
looking
hated the
doing
fact that
that.
Dr. Wheeler was deliberately introduced the zombie virus to the inmate population.
Well, I know that Morgan Byers is especially cruel to the patients, and none of them like him.
I know that Eric.
Resentful of Dr. Wheeler and would like to see him out of the picture.
In a nice way, though.
I see
Carolyn
Sinclair, the intern, poking around all over the asylum. She acts like she was looking for something. I caught her paging through Dr. Wheeler's research notes. It wasn't me, it was her.
Hi, I'm Cassandra.
I know,
She
right?
plays that part so perfectly.
I know. I'm gonna text her tomorrow and be like, is your amnesia gone? I hope so, because you're at work. What's that called?
Reprimanded Eliza Satchett through you. Though you don't know for what. I don't know for what.
Yeah.
Did everybody understand that?
Dr. Weiner reprimanded who?
Wheeler.
Dr. Wheeler reprimanded who?
Nurse Satchel.
Oh, it was probably over feeding the zombies.
I was just feeding the zombies, guys. That's all it was.
Yeah, and so you.
I know old Willie, the groundskeeper,
must have
used to be a
punished
decent, hard-working man until he hit the bottle.
I love it! What are you talking about?
I know that.
He does got a bottle too, don't he? That came across so easy.
I know that Deanna Mason tried to register a complaint with Dr. Wheeler about Williamsworth not completing his job responsibilities. Dr. Wheeler shut her down immediately, telling her that he had no time for dealing with trivial personal issues. Deanna seemed quite angry with him after that. You know that head nurse Morrison doesn't like Dr. Weller? He said,
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
She is suffering from insomnia and stress, doubtless related to the nature of her work.
What happened to Dr. Picture Doctor?
Please, like none of us can tell you're stressed and tired.
Right? I
I recommend shock therapy.
That's his favorite.
you talk like it.
What?
Last one, the last one in the room.
She was the last one in
Hey,
the room.
Carolyn did it.
Or it could have been one
I
of
did
them
not do
zombies too.
Mommy.
Could have been one of them zombies or her because she was the last one in
I
the room.
think Dr. Burns did it. No, I think
It had to be.
who is
Orville?
Dr. Orville.
I think Nurse Eliza did it.
Really, guys? Really?
I think Eliza.
Could have been
That's
Satchel.
it.
She was feeding the zombies.
I stay with her.
Or it could
I
have
stay
been
with her.
zombies.
She was created at Dr. Wheeler.
Who thinks Dr. Featherton did it? Anyone? Just me?
Me a little
Oh.
bit.
It was the zombies on her. She was the last
And he
one.
had his paper, so.
I think Dr. Featherton was one in his position as head.
True. True.
It
No.
was her. She was the last one, and or it could have been the zombies.
Yeah, but you're trying to push everybody else off. So I really think
That's what the paper said to do. It said pin the her.
Cameron did it.
Anybody.
Cameron's guilty.
The murderer.
Cameron's a murderer. Here, let me
Good job.
show mom.
Got away with
Picture with
her.
your